Do any of you know what this word means? Most don't, because almost no one is from North or South Dakota. But Dakota in the Native American Sioux tribe subsets means friend or ally. To some though, that word means more, brother. And there are two brothers from North and South Dakota, Treysen and Teysean Eaglestaff, who started making noise in the college basketball world. Their journey isn't just about basketball though, it's about identity, culture, and rewriting what's possible from these small states. This is the story of two siblings who broke the mold, and they proved greatness can come from anywhere. As I mentioned before, these two stories really start in one of the least populated states, North Dakota, which presents a challenge in the world of D1 sports, especially basketball. Now, North Dakota isn't known for shelling out basketball prospects. As of the 25-26 college season, I believe there was only 10 players from a North Dakota high school playing Division I out of the roughly 5,500 across the country. And what that number 10 really shows, just how little exposure the state gets. Fewer opportunities, fewer scouts, and far fewer colleges come knocking. Now factor in that Treysen and Teysean Eaglestaff are both Native American, and as tough as it is to say, the odds were stacked even higher against them being from a North Dakota high school. Native American athletes have historically been underrepresented at the Division I level. Numbers are growing though overall in all sports this past decade, yet basketball is on the lower side of those numbers. Both Teysean and Treysen are members of the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe, and growing up in their community, basketball wasn't just a sport, it was a way to represent something bigger than themselves. But they weren't starting from nothing, because in their family, basketball already had history. Their great uncle had built a legacy of his own, becoming a figure that people in their community looked up to. Bob Eaglestaff played high school ball at Fort Yates in North Dakota. He set then state records in points in a single game at 69 and a career scoring record of 1,792 points. Despite where he was from, Bob was able to attend BYU his freshman season, then transferred to the University of North Dakota where he won 3 conference titles in a row with UND. Later he was inducted into UND's Hall of Fame in 2004. But his biggest accomplishment didn't even come from basketball. It was his impact he left on the Native American community after his playing days. And for Treysen and Teysean, that legacy became motivation. Because as they entered high school, it quickly became clear. These weren't just two kids from North and South Dakota. They were two brothers about to put the state and their community on the map. Where we first are starting is in North Dakota's capital, Bismarck. Older brother Treysen started off hot in the high school world. By his sophomore year, he was already playing varsity at Bismarck High, putting up 13 points per game, which, in North Dakota, is no small feat. But his junior season is where things started to take a turn, jumping to 23 points per game, earning first-team All-State, and beginning to draw real attention, including his first Division I offer from the University of North Dakota. But the biggest shift didn't come during the high school season, it came that 2021 summer. Playing on the AAU circuit with a team called D1 Minnesota, which with their name, was loaded with Division I talent, and Treysen was exposed to a higher level of competition. Where he didn't just fit in, he exploded. Because what followed was one of the most dominant seasons North Dakota has seen in years, averaging over 30 points per game, which easily led the state, while adding 8 rebounds, leading the WDA in steals and blocks. He rewrote Bismarck High's record books with 9 new school records, some including career points, career three-pointers made, single season points scored, most points scored in a game, and most three-pointers made in a game. In the end of it all, he wasn't just one of the best players, he was the best. Treysen was named Mr. Basketball, got another first-team All-State selection, and the coach's pick for Senior Athlete of the Year. Not only a legend at Bismarck High, but cementing himself as a legend in the entire state of North Dakota. While Treysen was dominating, his younger brother was taking a very different path. Because for Teysean, nothing came quite as easy. Starting his career in Eagle Butte, South Dakota, he showed flashes early, averaging 12 points per game as a sophomore in the 21-22 season. But heading into his junior year, he made a major decision. Teysean decided to transfer to the same school Treysen just became a legend at, Bismarck High. And the adjustment wasn't easy. His numbers dropped down to 8 points and 3 rebounds at Bismarck, and he had to adapt. But just like his brother, growth didn't happen overnight. It happened in the off-season. Teysean got to play in the AAU circuit as well with a team named J Sizzles for 3 summers. He began to attract D1 interest and was a part of some successful teams, winning a couple AAU tourneys. By his senior year for the 23-24 season, he had carved out his role. Just as things were starting to come together though, a broken tibia cut his season short after 16 games. His path to Division I got even tougher. Now despite both their paths being very different, both Eaglestaffs were able to end up in the same destination, playing Division I basketball. For Treysen, he only remained with one D1 offer from UND, and where he somehow was the zero-star recruit, adding just another chip to his shoulder. His freshman year for the Fighting Hawks, he played in all 33 games, starting 11, averaging 8 points per game while being second on the team in assists. And just like his high school career, he only kept improving each year because sophomore season he started every game at UND, jumping up to 14 points and ranking third in the Summit League for total three-pointers made. Then junior year, this is where he caught the country's attention. Almost 19 points per game were games of 40 points against 6th-ranked Alabama and 51 points against South Dakota State in the conference tourney displayed how good Eaglestaff was to every college basketball fan. For a kid from the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe, this wasn't just a breakout, it was history in the making. His breakout season earned him second-team All-Summit League honors and attention from programs all across the country. Eaglestaff decided to enter the portal after his junior season, going from a zero-star recruit to one of the most talked-about names in the transfer portal as a four-star, having interest from schools such as Michigan, UCLA, Kentucky, Alabama, Iowa, and South Carolina to name a few. Before making that move, Eaglestaff entered the NBA draft as an early entrant where he got to practice for some NBA teams, but ultimately withdrew to remain college eligibility. Back to his portal decision, at first, he did commit to South Carolina, but decommitted a few weeks later. Until finally, he found his place at West Virginia, stating, "That's something that really helped me make my decision when it came to West Virginia here, and knowing that this coaching staff has my back no matter what happens." So Morgantown became the next chapter, and despite the jump from Summit League to Big 12 competition, he didn't back down. Even with coming to a new school, Eaglestaff was named a starter for West Virginia. In 38 games for the Mountaineers, Treysen averaged nearly 10 points and was a key piece to the West Virginia team that won the college basketball crown postseason tournament, where he raised his scoring up to 13 points per game in those 3 games. From North Dakota to winning on one of college basketball's biggest stages, it was something few saw coming. Now on the other side of the story, Teysean's path looked very different, because while his brother was gaining national attention, Teysean was still fighting for just an opportunity. Despite AAU's success and growing interest, he didn't receive a single scholarship offer. However, while playing for the previously mentioned Jay Sizzle's AAU team, it led to a connection that got him to the D1 level. Teysean landed on the University of Missouri-Kansas City's radar through the coaching staff's connection with Jay Sizzle's coach, Larry Suggs, NBAer Jalen Suggs' father. Eaglestaff would be a preferred walk-on for the team in the 24-25 season, and for many Native Americans, this path is all too familiar, having to fight for opportunities that aren't always given. His freshman season, he redshirted, didn't see the court, but kept developing behind the scenes. Prior to this past 25-26 season, Teysean decided to enter the portal and where he ended up at New Mexico State. He saw limited action in 4 games, no real stats though. Luckily for Teysean, this is only the start. He'll enter 26-27 as a redshirt sophomore, meaning 3 more years of eligibility. 3 more years to show what he can do. Because just like his brother, his journey is about more than basketball, it's about showing what's possible. This story of 2 brothers from North and South Dakota, where opportunities are rare and recognition is even rarer. Their story is proof that where you come from doesn't limit where you can go. From the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe to Division I courts, they didn't just chase a dream, they expanded it.
If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, the subscribe button, and hitting the bell notifications. Thank you.